Hello everyone. In this video, we are going to discuss about essential concepts in modern web and database development. These are the topics that will be covered in this video. So pagination, MongoDB, events, event handlers, event loop, application lifecycle, hooks, triggers, callback, register or subscribe, unregister or unsubscribe. The first topic is pagination. Pagination is the process of breaking large datasets into smaller, manageable pages, improving user experience and system performance. It helps to the user to navigate the content efficiently by loading only a subset of data at a time, reducing the server load. And we have a image, and that image tells us about the table layout. Like the table contains the multiple columns, including the category, branch, code, workspace, and last commit. And each row represent a different data entry, node 1, node 2, or that like. And there are pagination controls, and there are highlighted page controls also. And we have some sidebar navigations like policy, authentication, network surface, and server also. And there are user profile and settings. And this is the overall purpose of the image. So this code is an API endpoint that retrieves a list of restaurants with pagination using Node.js and MongoDB. So let us break down the code line by line. So in this code, we have page is equal to page in require.query.page. So this line gets the page number from the request, and this is a extracting pagination parameter. And we have limit is equal to parse int red.query of limit, and this line gets the number of items per page, and skip is equal to page minus 1 into limits, and this line calculates how many items to skip based on the request page. And we have promise.all function and restaurant.find and skip of skip restaurant.count, and these are lines that are used to fetch the data from MongoDB. And the API returns a JSON response with total restaurants. And this line we wrote to retrieve the total number of restaurants in the database and current page. This line tells us in the what page we are and total number of pages and the pages we are visited. And we wrote the function of error handling. If an error occurs, it logs the error console.error. Immediately it sends an HTTP 500 internal server error. So this is the code. Let us move on to MongoDB and MongoDB Atlas. So MongoDB, it is a NoSQL database that stores the data in a flexible JSON-like JSON format. It is designed for scalability, high performance, and ease of development, and it is commonly used in modern web applications. Now coming to the MongoDB Atlas. It is a fully managed cloud database service for MongoDB. It provides automated scaling, security, and backups, and it allows developers to deploy and manage database across AWS, Azure, and Google Cloud. And we have a code. Let us break down the code line by line. So in the first line, we wrote mongoose.connect, and this line is used to connect to MongoDB. And we have several connection options like use new URL parser and server selection timeout. And these are the options that optimize the connection handling. So in the third block, we have handling connection success and errors. So these are the errors of our handling, and simply we can say error handlers. So we have dot then and dot catch. So in the dot then console, we wrote MongoDB connected. So this line tells us if there is no gap between the if it connected successfully, it will return MongoDB is connected, and if not, it will return MongoDB connection error. And there is a output for this code in the second image. Coming to the event and event handlers, an event is an action or occurrence such as a user clicking a button, pressing a key, or receiving the data from an API. An event handler is a function or piece of code that executes in response to an event. Event and event handler make applications dynamic and interactive by responding to a user actions. For example, clicking a button, triggering a function that displays a message. So these are examples of events and event handlers. And we have a code here. Let us decode that code. So firstly we have handle image search. So and that is declared as a, a asynchronous. So its meaning is it can handle asynchronous operation if needed. And there is a if clause. So that is a condition that checks if no file is selected, then uh, then alert message will be sent like please select an image first, and that message will be returned. Coming to the event loop in JavaScript manages and executes tasks asynchronously, ensuring that tasks like reading files, handling user clicks, or making network requests does not block the entire program. Instead, it waits for the task to complete and process them when the system is ready. For example, app.listen port. That is a that start a server and listen for request on a specified port like 3000 or 8080. An error function that runs after the server starts, and console.log, and that is used to print a confirmation message in the console. And moving on to application lifecycle, the application lifecycle represents the different stages of an app that goes through. The stages are initialize, run, pass, and stop, and that is used to help and manage the app behavior and the source efficiently. For example, starting the app, that is installation state, and watching the video, that is running state, and minimizing the app, that is pass state, and that will be run in background, and closing the app, that is stop state. So this life cycle ensures that app handle resource efficiently and respond appropriately to the user interactions. So the next topic is triggers. So triggers are automated database functions that execute when a specific event occurs in the database, such as insert, update, delete. They are commonly used for enforcing business rules, maintaining logs, automating actions. And let us study an example. When your food is out for delivery, you receive a real-time notification with the delivery person details. Here is a trigger is responsible for automatically updating the system when the delivery status changes, ensuring real-time updates. So use case of triggers: sending notifications on order status, logging changes in database for security, validating data before insertion or modification. Triggers help maintain data integrity and automate process in the database management. There is a code in this slide that is an API endpoint to fetch a restaurant by its ID using express.js and MongoDB with asynchronous. So let us break down this code. And the first line we have app.get, and this defines that takes an ID parameter in the URL, and the function is asynchronous to handle database operation properly. In the second line we have const restaurant ID is equal to request.params. So that is used to retrieve the restaurant ID from the request parameters and converts it into a string. And we have third line const restaurant is equal to await restaurant dot find one, and that is used to fetch the restaurant from the database. Uses MongoDB find one method to search for restaurant within the given ID. And we use if clause, if condition, and that returns the no matching restaurant found if there will be no restaurant matching a wish. And we write an error handling method that returns an error from the database failure. It logs the error and return a 500. So our last topic is registering or unregistering, or in other words we can say subscribing or unsubscribing. So registering means attaching an event listener to receive updates or notification when an event occurs. Unregistration or unsubscribing means removing the event listener to stop receiving the data. So prevent memory leaks caused by unused event listeners. Avoid unnecessary event calls that might slow down the ecosystem. For example, if we subscribe to an restaurant in Zomato, if you follow a restaurant, you receive notification about the latest offers. And if you unsubscribe that restaurant, you will stop getting the updates. So this concept is crucial in real-time applications like Zomato to manage user preferences efficiently. Thank you.